We commend each and every one of them as we continue with our racing. U31 Circus Circus will lead it off for Heat 2B with the Miss Budweiser. Jim Kropfeld, of course, driving that boat. The Winston Eagle, the U10, Larry Lauterbach, the driver. Also in the field will be the Miss Risley's. These are all turbine boats topping the list. Todd Yarling driving that one. Then we go to a reciprocating engine, the Paddock Pools, Jerry Hopp, the driver.
They're coming around the apex of corners 3 and 4, the entrance lane to the start. It'll be the Circus Circus in lane 1, Miss Budweiser lane 2, lane 3 is the Winston Eagle, and the rest of the crew on the outside.
As we look at the start of the race, it's going to be lane number 1, Circus Circus. Chip Hanauer takes the lead right off the start, but 3 turbines are in contention, just about 3 boat lengths separating the top 3 boats. Budweiser in second place, the Winston Eagle in third.
Look out for that rough first turn. Look at that. Circus Circus come right up out of the water, shakes it loose as Chip Hanauer now puts his pedal to the metal, as they say, and comes down the back chute in fine style. He looks like a scalded ape coming off that corner number 2.
He certainly does, and he's got a good ride going for him. It is not far behind for the Miss Budweiser, though, in second place. Jimmy Kropfeld may just be waiting for his opening to come up on the outside. Meanwhile, the skidfin grabs hard and throws both boats through the turn, and as they come back down onto the front straightaway, it is Circus Circus in the lead. Still challenging in second place is the Miss Budweiser. Larry Lauterbach in the Winston Eagle, a little off the pace, back in third.
Only about 4 miles an hour separate the first and second place boat. Here it is, almost 139 miles an hour in competition. And it's the Circus Circus once again going off of corner number 2 with the Budweiser right on the hip.
And you had to expect that these 2 boats would be the 2 that would get tied up into a drag race. I wonder if Larry Lauterbach figures, what the heck, if he gets a third, he's still in for the final, and he'll let these 2 guys battle themselves, and maybe they'll knock themselves out of it.
That has to be part of a strategy. If you can't be up there at the start, you don't get a good start, or you don't get in the corner first, sit in your slot. Something could happen mechanically to the boat in front of you. All you want is enough points to get in the final, which is the next time these boats will appear, will be in the final race.
And it'll be for all the marbles, all the money, literally cold cash on the line, as the Winston Eagle now in third place comes hard into corner number 3. Winston Eagle, Larry Lauterbach, as you can see, bouncing around a little bit, still getting a very good ride out of that turbine-powered boat. Lead boat, the Circus Circus, as we finish lap number 2. Budweiser still very much up there in a challenging role. 5th place in the field right now, the Paddock Pools. Jerry Hopp, there you see the turbine-powered Risley's going by him.
Risley's currently in 4th place. Paddock Pools, as you know, laid that smoke screen down. Uh-oh. We were talking about having a problem mechanically. Winston Eagle has it right now. Larry Lauterbach.
It'll be interesting to talk to Larry to find out as you look down from our helicopter view and the other boats go to the outside of him. It'll be interesting to see if indeed Larry Lauterbach had trouble from the start in this race, because he was a little bit off the pace at the start line. Circus Circus still leading. Chip Hanauer, Jim Kropfeld, second place in the red and white, Miss Budweiser.
And it looks like Jim Kropfeld will be satisfied for second, pick up 300 points to assure him a position in the final. Meanwhile, here in Evansville, Indiana, Chip Hanauer is a big favorite. He raced for the Atlas Van Line racing team in OH Frisbee and the people. He took the seat from Bill Munsey, who was also a longtime favorite in unlimited hydroplane racing, and especially this town.
And the crowd is right now standing up on its feet, welcoming again the leader of this race, Chip Hanauer in the Circus Circus. Second place still, the Miss Budweiser, Jim Kropfeld. As Jim Hedrick pointed out a moment ago, Kropfeld apparently satisfied with the points for second place to get to the final. Third place is the Miss Risley's. Todd Yarling from Hanover, Indiana, just up the road from Evansville, is now riding in third, and that's got to make Bill Worcester Jr., who is the owner of that boat, very happy to see it go that well.
We just heard from the pit area what happened to the Winston Eagle was his accelerator foot pedal stuck, and he couldn't get it loose, so he shut the boat off rather than go full barrel into that turn.
I don't think anybody can blame him for that thinking as we look at the Miss Budweiser now riding in second place. Jim Kropfeld, the red and white boat, and he's just taking a good ride out there, preparing himself now for the final. Here's the checkered flag out for a sort of hometown favorite from Evansville, Indiana. The crowd here standing high, welcoming Chip Hanauer in the Circus Circus boat. Second place will go to the Miss Budweiser, Jim Kropfeld. And a good run for the Risley's Express. That boat will come in third place. So a nice start on the day for them as they head down to the final a little later this afternoon.
And the Paddock Pools didn't lay a smoke screen down this time. It's going to come around and pick up fourth place points for Mr. Jerry Hopp, the driver.
A little bit of a boost on the day for Jerry Hopp, whose crew has really fought to keep that boat in competition. They've done a fine job on it. We'll be back to the Ohio River and the Budweiser Thunder on the Ohio coming up in just a moment. Back in Evansville, Indiana, the Circus with a perfect day going here on the Ohio River. The only boat not collecting points this time around, the Winston Eagle. Let's go to Jim in the pits.
Mel, right now, looking without that horizontal stabilizer, that was an accident, or is that by design?
No, that's by design. They've been checking, you know, without the horizontals, the horizontal with the uprights, one off, one on, and they're changing around. So it's by design. No, there's absolutely nothing wrong. They're just, it seems to help them out a little bit.
Over 138 mile an hour, that first lap in competition with this rough water, it must be working.
Yeah, everything is working well. Dave Vilwalk and the boys are doing great. Of course, Chip always does a great job driving. And the other thing I want to comment, we're just having a great time here in Evansville. Everything is going right for us, but also the town is doing a great job. And just had the pleasure of spending some time with Mr. O.H. Frisbee, who's here, who is one of the staunch supporters from way back. So we're just having a great time. We got one more to go, and we intend to do it just like we did the first two.
Well, it's pretty easy to have a great time when you got a full 800 points. Perfect day going here, going into the final race here at Evansville, Indiana. We're going to talk now a little bit about Evansville, Indiana. We're racing here. Let's introduce you to it. Evansville, Indiana, in my opinion, is a real true Midwestern town. It's got a good feel to it. Nice new airport, too, brand new, and it is a beauty. For the zoo, it's a true metropolitan zoo. Lots of fine exhibits for the folks to see. Booming downtown area that continues its growth pattern. And yet on the river, well, that's really where Evansville came into its own. And looking down on the river, the Four Freedoms Memorial, and they have one pedestal for each state. 50 pedestals around honoring the servicemen and women from all over this great United States of ours. Incidentally, the race is connected with a fun festival that is really looked forward to every year, and a lot of activities and sporting events around that festival here in Evansville. It's just a great Midwestern city, one I think you'd enjoy visiting. And if you time it right, you could be here for the Thunder on the Ohio.
It's an annual highlight here on the Ohio River. Thousands and thousands of people line the banks and get here as early as 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning for a good seat. There's entertainment in between heats. We're looking at a military air rescue unit right now giving a demonstration. We've had the United States Air Force Thunderbirds entertain at various races over the years. In Seattle, an annual highlight is, of course, the United States Navy Blue Angel team, and boy, they are fantastic. We've had limited boats. In San Diego, we've had bathtub races. We've had all kinds of things, water ski shows. It's a family event, and the most economical dollar sports buy for a family event on a Sunday afternoon that you can get, and some of them even bring their own pleasure craft. They sit back, relax, enjoy the whole day. And we're set to go with the final, Dick.
That's right, and we're going to be led by a guy who set the new qualifying record for one lap on a 2-mile course, and that's Chip Hanauer. He hit better than 150 miles an hour. That puts him up at around 190 on a straightaway.